Welcome back, teachers. We are thrilled to have you here for GEO's supplemental review. Our goal is to help you prepare for your lead in September 2023, and we're confident that with our 25-item review of professional education, you'll be well on your way to success. Remember, we're here to support you every step of the way. Let's do this together. Prayer. Our Father, I turn to you, seeking your divine help and mercy, as I ask for your grace to help me pass my board exam. I ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so that I can remember everything I have studied. Please do not abandon me in this time of need, but grant me the favor I seek. I ask this in your holy name. Amen. Taking the time to review and improve your knowledge and skills is a crucial step in becoming a licensed professional teacher, LPT. By committing to a thorough and dedicated review process, you'll be better equipped to succeed in the LPT exam and, more importantly, to excel in your teaching career. As you review, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the principles and practices of effective teaching, and you'll be able to apply this knowledge in the classroom to help your students succeed. Remember that becoming an LPT is not just about passing an exam. It's about committing to a lifelong pursuit of excellence in teaching. So take the time to review thoroughly, and know that your efforts will be rewarded with a fulfilling and impactful career as an LPT. As a teacher preparing for the board exam, you know how important it is to have access to high-quality resources and support. By subscribing to this channel, you'll gain access to expert guidance, comprehensive study materials, and proven strategies for success on the board exam. Our content is designed specifically to help teachers like you ace the exam and achieve your professional goals. Don't miss out on this opportunity to get the edge you need to succeed. Subscribe to our channel today and join our community of aspiring educators. Thank you for your support. Subscription is free. Please click the subscribe button, including the notification bell, to be updated on our newest videos. To all the dedicated teachers on their journey towards passing the board exam, remember the power that lies within your decision to try. Your commitment to growth and pursuit of excellence set you on a remarkable path. In the face of challenges and demanding study sessions, keep your focus unwavering and your determination unyielding. Each day, as you review and absorb knowledge, remind yourself that every great accomplishment begins with that courageous choice to step forward and take on the challenge. Embrace the journey, knowing that every moment spent in preparation brings you closer to your goal. You possess an incredible capacity to inspire and shape the minds of future generations. Believe in your abilities, trust in your preparation, and hold on to the unwavering belief that your hard work will bear fruit. There may be moments when doubts creep in or obstacles seem insurmountable, but it is in those very moments that you must draw upon your resilience and inner strength. Let the passion that fuels your teaching also fuel your determination to succeed. Stay focused, keep pushing forward, and never forget that your efforts are making a difference. Trust that your decision to try has already set you on the path to success. Embrace the challenge, learn from every setback, and rise stronger with each passing day. Know that you are not alone on this journey. Lean on your support system, share your joys and struggles, and draw inspiration from the collective spirit of teachers around you. Together, we celebrate your dedication and encourage you to keep striving. In the end, when you pass that board exam, you will look back with pride, knowing that you dared to try and transformed your dreams into reality. Remember, every accomplishment starts with the decision to try, and you have already taken that courageous step. Believe in yourself, stay motivated, and let your passion for teaching guide you to success. Stay resilient, keep pushing forward, and embrace the opportunity to make a lasting impact as a teacher. You are capable, you are determined, and you are on the path to accomplishing great things. Question number 1. It is the process of deciding what to learn, why to learn it, and how to organize the teaching and learning process in light of existing curriculum requirements and resources. A. Curriculum evaluation. B. Curriculum development. C. Curriculum design. D. Curriculum planning. It is the process of deciding what to learn, why to learn it, and how to organize the teaching and learning process in light of existing curriculum requirements and resources. For question number 1, the correct answer is D. Curriculum planning. Curriculum planning refers to the process of deciding what to learn, why to learn it, and how to organize the teaching and learning process based on existing curriculum requirements and available resources. It involves determining the goals and objectives of the curriculum, selecting appropriate content and learning experiences, designing instructional strategies, and considering assessment methods. Curriculum evaluation, option A, focuses on assessing the effectiveness and quality of an existing curriculum to determine if it meets its intended goals and objectives. It involves gathering feedback, analyzing data, and making informed decisions for improvement. Curriculum development, option B, refers to the overall process of creating a new curriculum or revising an existing one. It involves various stages, including needs assessment, curriculum design, content selection, instructional materials development, and implementation planning. Curriculum design, option C, is a component of curriculum development and involves the creation of a framework or structure for organizing the content, objectives, and instructional strategies of a curriculum. It includes decisions about the sequencing of topics, the integration of different subjects, and the consideration of instructional methods and resources. Question number 2. The key idea in Kilpatrick's method is to try to explain how pupils learn things when they work toward different common objects. A. Teaching method. B. Individual activity. C. Group experiment. D. Project method. The key idea in Kilpatrick's method is to try to explain how pupils learn things when they work toward different common objects. For question number 2, the correct answer is D. Project method. In Kilpatrick's method, known as the project method, the key idea is to explain how pupils learn things when they work toward different common objects. The project method is an educational approach that focuses on student-centered, hands-on learning experiences. It involves students engaging in extended investigations or projects that allow them to explore a specific topic or solve real-world problems. In the project method, students actively participate in defining the project's goals, planning and conducting investigations, and presenting their findings. It promotes collaboration, critical thinking, problem-solving, and application of knowledge in practical contexts. The emphasis is on active engagement, experiential learning, and the integration of various subjects. Question number 3. It is a step-by-step procedure for making constructive changes to a school's, college's, or university's course offerings. A. Curriculum evaluation. B. Curriculum development. C. Curriculum design. D. Curriculum planning. It is a step-by-step procedure for making constructive changes to a school's, college's, or university's course offerings. For question number 3, the correct answer is B. Curriculum development. Curriculum development involves the step-by-step procedure for making constructive changes to a school's, college's, or university's course offerings. It is the process of creating or revising the curriculum to align with educational goals, learning objectives, and instructional strategies. This includes determining the content, sequence, and structure of courses, selecting appropriate resources and materials, and designing assessments to measure student learning. Curriculum evaluation, option A, focuses on assessing the effectiveness and quality of an existing curriculum to determine if it meets its intended goals and objectives. It involves gathering feedback, analyzing data, and making informed decisions for improvement. Curriculum design, option C, is a component of curriculum development and involves the creation of a framework or structure for organizing the content, objectives, and instructional strategies of a curriculum. It includes decisions about the sequencing of topics, the integration of different subjects, and the consideration of instructional methods and resources. Curriculum planning, option D, refers to the process of deciding what to learn, why to learn it, and how to organize the teaching and learning process based on existing curriculum requirements and available resources. Question number 4. Which government agency is responsible for the implementation of the basic education curriculum? A. DepEd. B. TESDA. C. CHED. D. Center of Excellence. Which government agency is responsible for the implementation of the basic education curriculum? For question number 4, the correct answer is A. DepEd. In the Philippines, the government agency responsible for the implementation of the basic education curriculum is the Department of Education, DepEd. DepEd is the principal government agency tasked with the administration, regulation, and supervision of the country's basic education system, which includes elementary and secondary education. DepEd is responsible for formulating and implementing policies, standards, and guidelines related to the curriculum, instructional materials, teacher training, and assessment in basic education. They ensure that the curriculum is aligned with national educational goals and objectives, and they oversee the implementation of the curriculum in schools nationwide. TESDA, option B, refers to the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, which is responsible for technical vocational education and training in the Philippines. CHED, option C, stands for the Commission on Higher Education, which is responsible for overseeing and regulating higher education institutions and programs in the country. The Center of Excellence, option D, is not a specific government agency but rather a designation given to educational institutions that demonstrate excellence and expertise in a particular field or discipline. Question number 5. This type of school who tends to have more freedom in developing their curricula as long as they adhere to DepEd's existing laws? A. Tertiary education. B. Private schools. C. Modular. D. Kindergarten. This type of school who tends to have more freedom in developing their curricula as long as they adhere to DepEd's existing laws. For question number 5, the correct answer is B. Private schools. Private schools tend to have more freedom in developing their curricula as long as they adhere to the existing laws and regulations set by the Department of Education, DepEd, in the Philippines. While private schools are required to follow the general guidelines and standards set by the DepEd, they have more flexibility and autonomy in designing their curriculum, teaching methods, and learning materials. Private schools often have the ability to offer specialized programs, adopt different instructional approaches, and include additional subjects or activities that cater to their specific educational philosophy or target audience. However, they still need to ensure that their curriculum meets the minimum requirements and standards established by the DepEd to ensure the quality of education. Tertiary education, option A, refers to higher education or post-secondary education offered by universities, colleges, and other similar institutions. Modular, option C, refers to an instructional approach that involves the use of self-contained learning modules or units that are designed to be completed independently by students. Kindergarten, option D, is the stage of early childhood education that typically precedes primary or elementary school. Question number 6. Which of the following is a quality of an engaging learning environment most reflective of education for all or EFA? A. Improvised to enhance learning for all types of learners. B. Decentralized governance. C. Student-centered learning activities. D. Open communication for all teachers, parents and students. Which of the following is a quality of an engaging learning environment most reflective of education for all or EFA? For question number 6, the answer is A. Improvised to enhance learning for all types of learners. The Education for All initiative emphasizes the importance of inclusive education, ensuring that education is accessible and effective for learners with diverse needs and learning styles. Creating an environment that is improvised and adapted to cater to the needs of different types of learners can support the goal of inclusivity in education. This includes providing accommodations, resources, and teaching strategies that address individual learning differences and promote equal opportunities for all students. Question number 7. The major advantage of stimulus generalization is that, blank. A. Stimulus generalization does not require a reward or punishment to allow for conditioning to occur. B. Our brains do not have to relearn how to respond to every new situation we encounter. C. Our brains can overgeneralize and therefore make incorrect responses. D. Stimulus generalization is not advantage at all. The major advantage of stimulus generalization is that, blank. For question number 7, the correct answer is B. Our brains do not have to relearn how to respond to every new situation we encounter. The major advantage of stimulus generalization is that our brains do not have to relearn how to respond to every new situation we encounter. Stimulus generalization refers to the tendency for stimuli similar to the conditioned stimulus, CS, to elicit similar responses as the conditioned response, CR, without requiring explicit conditioning for each individual stimulus. By generalizing our learned responses to similar stimuli, we can efficiently and effectively respond to a wide range of situations without the need for extensive learning or conditioning for each specific instance. It allows us to transfer our learning from one context to another, which saves time and cognitive effort. Question number 8. If the material is dangerous for the learners to handle, which of the following method will you use? A. Brainstorming. B. Individual discussion. C. Pair share. D. Lecture demonstration. If the material is dangerous for the learners to handle, which of the following method will you use? For question number 8, the answer is D. Lecture demonstration. In a lecture demonstration method, the instructor takes the lead role in presenting the material while demonstrating the procedures or techniques involved. This method allows the learners to observe and understand the content without directly handling the dangerous material. The instructor can provide explanations, instructions, and safety precautions while physically demonstrating the appropriate handling or usage of the material. Option A, brainstorming, involves generating ideas and solutions through open discussion among participants. It may not be suitable if the material is dangerous and requires precautions. Option B, individual discussion, involves one-on-one conversations or reflections. While it can be useful for certain learning objectives, it may not be the best approach when dealing with dangerous materials as it lacks direct supervision and guidance. Option C, pair share, involves small groups of two learners discussing and sharing their thoughts. Although it can facilitate peer learning, it may not be appropriate for handling dangerous materials without proper supervision. Question number 9. In taxonomy of learning objectives or learning outcomes, which relates to judging in terms of consistent evidences and facts? A. Application. B. Evaluation. C. Receiving. D. Valuing. In taxonomy of learning objectives or learning outcomes, which relates to judging in terms of consistent evidences and facts? For question number 9, the correct answer is B. Evaluation. In the taxonomy of learning objectives or learning outcomes, evaluation relates to judging in terms of consistent evidence and facts. Evaluation refers to the highest level of cognitive thinking and involves making judgments based on criteria and standards. It requires the learner to assess, appraise, or critique information, ideas, or arguments using evidence and logical reasoning. When evaluating, learners analyze and interpret information, draw conclusions, and make informed judgments about the quality, validity, or effectiveness of something. They consider multiple perspectives, weigh evidence, and make decisions based on established criteria or standards. Option A, application, refers to the ability to use learned knowledge or skills in new situations or contexts. Option C, receiving, refers to the initial stage of learning where learners become aware of and pay attention to new information or stimuli. Option D, valuing, refers to the ability to internalize or adopt certain values, attitudes, or beliefs based on personal judgment or preference. Question number 10. Among cognitive objectives, what refers to the transfer of knowledge from one concept to another? A. Application. B. Analyzing. C. Synthesis. D. Understanding. Among cognitive objectives, what refers to the transfer of knowledge from one concept to another? For question number 10, the correct answer is A. Application. Among cognitive objectives, application refers to the transfer of knowledge from one concept to another. It involves the ability to take what has been learned and apply it to new or different situations, contexts, or problems. Application requires the learner to use their understanding and knowledge to solve problems, make decisions, or create something new. Analyzing, option B, refers to the ability to break down information into its constituent parts, examine the relationships between those parts, and identify patterns or connections. Synthesis, option C, refers to the ability to combine or integrate different ideas, concepts, or information to create a new whole or generate original insights or solutions. Understanding, option D, refers to the comprehension and interpretation of information or concepts. It involves making sense of the material and grasping the meaning or significance. Question number 11. Teachers should understand and students needs to acquire, which is the ability to monitor and modify thinking, as well as deal with ambiguous or unclear information. A. Narrowing. B. Sharpening. C. Focusing. D. Tolerance. Teachers should understand and students needs to acquire, which is the ability to monitor and modify thinking, as well as deal with ambiguous or unclear information. For question number 11, the answer is C. Focusing. Teachers should understand and students need to acquire the ability to monitor and modify thinking, as well as deal with ambiguous or unclear information. This ability is referred to as focusing. Focusing, in this context, means the capacity to concentrate attention, direct mental resources, and maintain cognitive effort on a specific task or information. It involves being able to filter out distractions, maintain a clear objective, and allocate cognitive resources effectively. By developing focusing skills, individuals can better monitor and adapt their thinking process, stay engaged with the task at hand, and handle ambiguous or unclear information more effectively. Option A, narrowing, generally implies reducing the scope or options, which is not directly related to the ability to deal with ambiguity or modify thinking. Option B, sharpening, typically refers to refining or improving certain skills or attributes, rather than specifically dealing with ambiguity or modifying thinking. Option D, tolerance, is more related to accepting and embracing uncertainty, complexity, or diverse perspectives, rather than specifically focusing on the ability to monitor and modify thinking. Question number 12. It is a learning disability in reading. A. Dyspraxia. B. Dysgraphia. C. Dyslexia. D. Dyscalculia. It is a learning disability in reading. For question number 12, the correct answer is C. Dyslexia. Dyslexia is a learning disability that primarily affects reading skills. It is characterized by difficulties in accurate and fluent word recognition, poor spelling, and decoding abilities. Individuals with dyslexia may struggle with phonological awareness, understanding the relationship between letters and sounds, and comprehending written text. Dyslexia is not related to intelligence or vision problems but is a specific learning difficulty that requires appropriate support and interventions. Dyspraxia, option A, is a learning disorder that affects motor coordination, making it challenging to plan and execute coordinated movements. Dysgraphia, option B, is a learning disorder that affects writing abilities, causing difficulties with handwriting, spelling, and organizing thoughts on paper. Dyscalculia, option D, is a learning disability that specifically affects mathematical skills, such as number sense, understanding mathematical concepts, and performing mathematical operations. Question number 13. This theoretical perspective is based on the concept of reciprocity. Reciprocal interactions bind people with obligations. A. Exchange theory. B. Functionalist theory. C. Labeling theory. D. Interaction theory. This theoretical perspective is based on the concept of reciprocity. Reciprocal interactions bind people with obligations. For question number 13, the correct answer is A. Exchange theory. Exchange theory is a theoretical perspective that is based on the concept of reciprocity. It suggests that social interactions and relationships are built upon exchanges of resources, rewards, and obligations. According to exchange theory, individuals engage in social interactions with the expectation of receiving something of value in return. In exchange relationships, people engage in give and take interactions where they exchange resources, such as time, money, assistance, or emotional support. These exchanges create a sense of mutual obligation and reciprocity, where individuals feel compelled to repay or reciprocate the favors or benefits they have received. Functionalist theory, option B, is a sociological perspective that focuses on the ways in which social structures and institutions contribute to the functioning and stability of society as a whole. Labeling theory, option C, emphasizes how societal labels or definitions influence individuals' self-identity and behavior, particularly in relation to deviance or social control. Interaction theory, option D, is a broad term that can refer to various theoretical perspectives that emphasize the significance of social interaction and communication in shaping individuals' behaviors, attitudes, and identities. Question number 14. It is a field of study and an emerging discipline whose major aims is to create equal educational opportunities from diverse racial, social class, and cultural groups. A. Differentiated curriculum. B. Cultural education. C. Equal opportunities. D. Multicultural education. It is a field of study and an emerging discipline whose major aims is to create equal educational opportunities from diverse racial, social class, and cultural groups. For question number 14, the correct answer is D. Multicultural education. Multicultural education is a field of study and an emerging discipline that aims to create equal educational opportunities for diverse racial, social class, and cultural groups. It recognizes the importance of addressing and valuing the cultural diversity of students and promoting inclusivity in educational settings. The goals of multicultural education include fostering mutual respect and understanding among students from different cultural backgrounds, promoting equity and social justice in education, challenging stereotypes and prejudices, and incorporating diverse perspectives and experiences into the curriculum. Option A, differentiated curriculum, refers to an approach in education where instruction and learning experiences are tailored to meet the diverse needs, abilities, and interests of students. Option B, cultural education, focuses on the study and promotion of specific cultural traditions, practices, or heritage. Option C, equal opportunities, is a broader concept that refers to providing fair and equitable access to education and resources for all individuals, regardless of their background or characteristics. Question number 15. What is meant by the acronym RPMS? A. Results-Based Performance Management Standards. B. Results-Based Performance Management System. C. Research-Based Performance Management Standards. D. Research-Based Performance Management System. What is meant by the acronym RPMS? For question number 15, the correct answer is B. Results-Based Performance Management System. The acronym RPMS stands for Results-Based Performance Management System. It is a system used in the Philippine education sector to assess and manage the performance of teachers and school personnel. The RPMS is designed to align performance management with the goals and objectives of the Department of Education, DepEd, and to ensure quality education and professional development. The RPMS involves a process of setting performance targets, monitoring progress, providing feedback, and conducting performance assessments. It aims to promote a culture of accountability, continuous improvement, and professional growth among educators. Question number 16. How do you call a classroom management used by effective teachers to stop misbehavior without disrupting the flow of the lesson? A. Dangle. B. High profile. C. Low profile. D. Witness. How do you call a classroom management used by effective teachers to stop misbehavior without disrupting the flow of the lesson? For question number 16, the answer is C. Low profile. In classroom management, low-profile strategies refer to techniques used by effective teachers to address misbehavior without causing disruptions to the flow of the lesson. These strategies aim to address issues discreetly and maintain a positive and productive learning environment. By using subtle cues, nonverbal communication, proximity control, and other similar methods, teachers can effectively manage and redirect misbehavior without drawing excessive attention to the situation or interrupting the ongoing lesson. The term dangle in classroom management refers to a technique where a teacher intentionally leaves a discussion or project unresolved or incomplete, only to return to it later. It involves temporarily pausing or interrupting the ongoing activity or topic and moving on to something else before circling back to it at a later time. High profile. The term high profile in classroom management refers to strategies that involve openly addressing and confronting misbehavior in a visible and assertive manner. This approach focuses on making misbehavior public and using clear and direct communication to address it. It may involve interventions such as calling out the misbehaving student, implementing disciplinary actions, or engaging in a more noticeable interaction to maintain classroom discipline. With-itness. With-itness is a term coined by educator Jacob Conan that refers to a teacher's ability to be aware of what is happening in the classroom at all times and effectively respond to potential misbehavior. It involves being observant, attentive, and proactive in managing the classroom environment to prevent disruptions before they escalate. A teacher with high with-itness possesses a keen sense of awareness and can anticipate and address potential issues before they occur. Question number 17. Which characteristics of a good test measures what it is supposed to measure? A. Periodical exam. B. Validity. C. Objectivity. D. Reliability. Which characteristics of a good test measures what it is supposed to measure? For question number 17, the correct answer is B. Validity. Validity refers to the extent to which a test accurately measures the specific construct or trait it is designed to assess. In other words, a test is considered valid when it measures what it intends to measure and provides meaningful and accurate results. When developing or selecting a test, it is essential to ensure its validity. This involves aligning the test content, questions, or tasks with the specific learning objectives or characteristics being evaluated. Validity can be established through various methods such as expert judgment, empirical research, and statistical analyses. A periodical exam, also known as a periodic exam or a regular exam, is an assessment that is administered at regular intervals throughout an academic period or school year. It is typically conducted to evaluate students' knowledge, understanding, and progress in a particular subject or course. Objectivity refers to the degree of fairness and impartiality in scoring and interpreting test results, ensuring consistency across different examiners. Reliability refers to the consistency and stability of the test results over time or across different administrations. A reliable test yields consistent results, but those results may not necessarily reflect the construct being measured accurately. Question number 18. Which is implied by skewed to the left score distribution? A. Most of the students are remarkable. B. Most of the students are thick-witted. C. Most of the teachers have perseverance. D. Most of the teachers are skilled. Which is implied by skewed to the left score distribution? For question number 18, the correct answer is A. Most of the students are remarkable. A left-skewed score distribution indicates that the majority of the scores are concentrated towards the higher end of the distribution, with fewer scores towards the lower end. This suggests that most students performed well or obtained higher scores, which implies that they are remarkable. While a right-skewed, or positively skewed, score distribution is the opposite of a left-skewed distribution. In a right-skewed distribution, the majority of the scores are concentrated towards the lower end of the distribution, with fewer scores towards the higher end. Question number 19. Based on Edgar Dale's cone of experience, which activity is farthest from the real thing? A. Watch a demo. B. View images. C. Listening to radio. D. Attend exhibit. Based on Edgar Dale's cone of experience, which activity is farthest from the real thing? For question number 19, the correct answer is C. Listening to radio. Listening to the radio is an auditory experience that provides limited sensory input and lacks the visual and interactive elements that can be found in other activities. It is less immersive compared to the other options and does not provide a direct experience of the real thing. Watch a demo. Watching a demo refers to observing a demonstration or presentation that showcases a particular activity, process, or concept. It typically involves visual and sometimes auditory elements, allowing the viewer to see how something is done or how a particular event unfolds. View images. Viewing images involves looking at visual representations, such as photographs, illustrations, or graphics, that depict people, objects, places, or events. Images can provide a visual understanding or representation of something without the need for direct interaction or real-time demonstration. Attend exhibit. Attending an exhibit refers to visiting a display or showcase that presents a collection of objects, artworks, artifacts, or information related to a particular theme or topic. Exhibits often allow individuals to explore and interact with the displays, providing a more immersive and hands-on experience compared to simply viewing images or watching a demo. Question number 20. Interpreting assessment results considers consistency, which is described when the results are consistent. A. Validity. B. Objectivity. C. Subjectivity. D. Reliability. Interpreting assessment results considers consistency, which is described when the results are consistent. For question number 20, the correct answer is D. Reliability. Reliability refers to the extent to which an assessment consistently measures what it is intended to measure. In other words, consistent results indicate that the assessment produces reliable and dependable outcomes. A reliable assessment yields consistent scores or measurements across different administrations, raters, or items within the assessment. Validity, on the other hand, refers to the extent to which an assessment measures what it is intended to measure and accurately captures the construct or concept of interest. While consistency is an important aspect of validity, validity encompasses broader considerations such as content validity, construct validity, and criterion-related validity. Objectivity refers to the degree to which the assessment process and its results are free from bias or personal opinions of the assessors. Objectivity focuses on ensuring that the assessment is conducted in a fair and impartial manner, minimizing subjective influence. Subjectivity relates to personal opinions, perspectives, or interpretations that can introduce bias or variability into the assessment process or its results. Subjectivity is typically something that needs to be minimized or controlled in order to enhance the reliability and objectivity of the assessment. Question number 21. Piagetian stage characterized by the development of logical operations for seriation, classification, and conservation. A. Sensorimotor. B. Formal operations. C. Concrete operations. D. Pre-operations. Piagetian stage characterized by the development of logical operations for seriation, classification, and conservation. For question number 21, the correct answer is C. Concrete operations. Concrete operations is the third stage in Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development, following the sensorimotor stage and preceding the formal operations stage. It typically occurs between the ages of 7 and 11 years. During the concrete operations stage, children become capable of more advanced and systematic thinking. They develop the ability to engage in logical operations involving tangible objects and events in their immediate environment. They acquire skills such as seriation, arranging objects in a specific order, classification, grouping objects based on shared characteristics, and conservation, understanding that certain properties of objects remain the same even when their appearance changes. The sensorimotor stage is the first stage of Piaget's theory, which occurs from birth to around 2 years. During this stage, children develop their understanding of the world through sensory experiences and motor actions. The pre-operation stage is the second stage, occurring from around 2 to 7 years. In this stage, children begin to develop symbolic representation and language skills but still exhibit limitations in logical thinking and conservation. The formal operation stage is the final stage, typically occurring from adolescence into adulthood. It is characterized by the ability to engage in abstract thinking, hypothetical reasoning, and systematic problem-solving. Question number 22. In the scientific process, what thinking skill is referred as the process of mentally analyzing and evaluating data on evidence? A. Problem-solving. B. Psychomotor skills. C. Humanitarian. D. Constructive thinking. In the scientific process, what thinking skill is referred as the process of mentally analyzing and evaluating data on evidence? For question number 22, the answer is A. Problem-solving. In the scientific process, problem-solving is the thinking skill referred to as the process of mentally analyzing and evaluating data on evidence. It involves using critical thinking and analytical skills to examine the data collected, identify patterns or relationships, draw conclusions, and propose solutions to scientific problems or questions based on the evidence available. Problem-solving is a fundamental aspect of the scientific method, where scientists analyze and interpret data to understand phenomena, test hypotheses, and make scientific discoveries. It involves the application of logical reasoning and cognitive processes to effectively evaluate and make sense of the data. Psychomotor skills involve the coordination of physical movements and actions. Humanitarian refers to the principles and actions related to promoting human welfare and addressing humanitarian concerns. Constructive thinking can generally refer to a cognitive process characterized by actively and creatively constructing ideas, solutions, or interpretations. It involves synthesizing information, analyzing multiple perspectives, and generating new insights or approaches. Question number 23. How do you classify the objective? To summarize the story, in terms of Bloom's hierarchy of educational objectives at the cognitive level. A. Understanding. B. Applying. C. Synthesis. D. Evaluating. How do you classify the objective? To summarize the story, in terms of Bloom's hierarchy of educational objectives at the cognitive level. For question number 23, the answer is C. Synthesis. In Bloom's taxonomy, synthesis involves the ability to combine or integrate separate elements or information to create something new or original. When summarizing a story, one needs to analyze and synthesize the key elements, events, and details to create a concise and coherent summary. It requires organizing the information and condensing it into a new form that captures the main ideas and essential elements of the story. Bloom's taxonomy is a hierarchical framework that categorizes educational objectives or learning outcomes based on cognitive complexity. It was developed by Benjamin Bloom and his colleagues in the 1950s and has since been widely used in education to guide curriculum design, instructional strategies, and assessment. Bloom's taxonomy consists of 6 levels, listed below in ascending order of cognitive complexity. Remembering. This level involves recalling or recognizing information, facts, or concepts. It includes tasks such as recalling definitions, identifying or listing items, or recognizing familiar patterns. Understanding. In this level, learners demonstrate comprehension and understanding of information or concepts. They can explain ideas or concepts in their own words, summarize information, or interpret and clarify meaning. Applying. Applying refers to the ability to use knowledge, concepts, or principles in new or specific situations. Learners can apply acquired knowledge and skills to solve problems, complete tasks, or demonstrate practical use of information. Analyzing. At this level, learners break down information or concepts into their component parts and examine their relationships. They can analyze the organization or structure of information, identify patterns or connections, and draw conclusions based on evidence or reasoning. Evaluating. Evaluating involves making judgments or assessments based on given criteria. Learners can critically evaluate information, arguments, or solutions and make informed judgments or decisions based on evidence and reasoning. Creating. The highest level of Bloom's taxonomy, creating involves generating new ideas, products, or interpretations. Learners can combine or synthesize information or concepts in novel ways to create new solutions, designs, or interpretations. Bloom's taxonomy provides a framework for educators to design learning experiences and assessments that progress from lower-level cognitive skills to higher-order thinking. It encourages learners to engage in deeper levels of thinking and promotes the development of critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Question number 24. Which is true when standard deviation is high? A. Scores are extreme. B. The score are high. C. Score are spread out. D. The score are the almost the same. Which is true when standard deviation is high? For question number 24, the answer is C. Score are spread out. Standard deviation is a statistical measure that quantifies the dispersion or variability of a set of scores or data points around the mean. A high standard deviation suggests that the individual scores are more widely dispersed or spread out from the mean. This means that the scores in the dataset are more diverse or varied, indicating greater variability among the observations. Question number 25. Among the unit plan components, to what cluster do replicas, specimen, graphs, and models belong? A. Activity. B. Objectives. C. Projects. D. Resources and materials. Among the unit plan components, to what cluster do replicas, specimen, graphs, and models belong? For question number 25, the answer is D. Resources and materials. In a unit plan, resources and materials are the tools, equipment, or materials used to support teaching and learning activities. Replicas, specimens, graphs, and models are examples of specific resources and materials that can be used to enhance student understanding and engagement in the subject matter. Replicas are copies or reproductions of objects or artifacts that provide hands-on experiences and allow students to interact with objects that may not be readily available. Specimens are samples or examples of a particular category or type, such as biological specimens or geological samples, that students can observe and study. Graphs are visual representations of data or relationships, typically in the form of charts or diagrams, which can help students understand patterns, trends, or comparisons. Models are representations or simulations of real-world objects, systems, or concepts. They can be physical, such as a scale model of a building, or conceptual, such as a mathematical or computer model. These resources and materials serve as instructional aids or tools that support the achievement of the unit's objectives and enhance student learning experiences. While activities, objectives, and projects are also important components of a unit plan, replicas, specimens, graphs, and models are specifically associated with the resources and materials cluster. Thank you for watching Geo's LED review. I hope they've been helpful in your exam preparation. Remember that success in the LED requires consistency and dedication, so I encourage you to come back for more videos to help you stay on track with your studies. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. My goal is to provide you with high-quality content that helps you feel confident and prepared for the exam. So, let's work together towards your success in the LED. Keep studying hard and I'll see you in the next video.